If you write anything on your computer, you need to get Grammarly.
I write pretty much all day, every day.
Like my daddy, you're my man. I think it's time you understand. So just make me happy if you can. I'm not your mama, I'm your girl. And I am the lady in your world. And loving each other's how we work. Oh, trust. Without it, there's no love.
It's true no matter what you try.
Us, there can be no us.
And there's the strength to fight.
I spy, you see, you watch, I peek. So what are we doing with our love? It's not how it's supposed to be. Like my daddy on my land. Understand, so just make me happy if you can. Come on, girl, lady in the world, and loving each other's words. Oh, sure, are we really sure?
She closed the door.
Oh, the storms, we try to stand the storm.
We've been holding on. I pray, you weep, you cry, I speak. So what are we doing with the love? It's not how it's supposed to be.
Like my daddy on my land. No, I think it's time. Just make me happy if you can. I'm not your mama, I'm not your mama. I am the lady of the world. Loving each other how we were. Oh, please
Talk to me. Well, sweet words like when we met.
change the language that we're talking. The opposite to walking. Baby, baby, my daddy, my man. I think it's time you understand. Baby, happy if you can. I am the lady in your way. That's how we
All right. Let me do a sound check first. Could y'all give me one? Are y'all good on the sound? All right. Okay. All right. Just doing a little housekeeping behind the scenes. I'm just receiving this news, family. Oh, first and foremost, want to pay respect to our Father. Father God, I thank you for your mercy and I thank you for your grace. And Father God, please continue to protect the royal family, the chosen ones. The divine hand is truly at work. I'm seeing this, Father. Anyway, amen. Okay, my royal family. I'm just finding this out too. So I don't know a lot of details at all, but 5 police officers were shot today in South Carolina. 1 is dead, 2 are touch and go. And I immediately, and we can't help it, in this shithole that we live in, and we literally in the last day, really the last minute, the enemy has stepped up their game and taken us out on the most frivolous shit. And what we are looking at is fear. I keep saying to the royal family, because y'all know I'm empathic, you're empathic too. A lot of us don't know it because we ain't had a chance to heal. We're made to feel like if you say you empathic, you performing some witchcraft, all the negative stuff to go with it. We're supposed to be empathic because of what our bloodline is. The blood that flows through our body is the Creator himself. So anyway, let me get back on it. So anyway, the first thing that popped in my hand was like, damn, the divine hand is at work. We're seeing cops just do the most, this all type of shit. And I often say to the royal family, look at everything with your spiritual eyes. Listen with your spiritual ears. I'm the type of person, I listen with my heart. And I'm not saying that I'm always right, but y'all know I've been saying a few months ago that the Creator himself told me the white woman would be the first to experience his divine hand. And that does not exclude her man, because he was complicit in upholding her bullshit. And this is what me and KD have been talking about with this Me Too group, this battle that they having about that Supreme Court shit. It don't matter who they put there, because they always going to be against us. And look at how swift the divine hand is having. People are going to be having more and more visuals. And so I'm going to give you the message I got today. The message I got today was, we are at our last stretch. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. You know, like when you're running track, say you're running long distance and that's exhausting and people are encouraging you, just got that one, the last few steps is always the hardest. All we have to do is continue to demonstrate faith, stay out of the enemy way so they can kill each other off. But it's a trip when I or you will make predictions. You know, it comes out all kind of ways with us being empathic. And I'm like, wow, this is swift. And I'm looking at how blatant and arrogant these folks is. I said, they don't even care how it look anymore, how they do us. You know, they always lying. And I said, that's fear, because the enemy want us to fear them with their big guns and stuff. So I keep saying we have won the war, but we are going to continue to see battles. And this is what I'm talking about when talking about how we can easily get distracted, or we'll get so I'm not saying we punks or nothing like that, but we'll be so fearful of what these people have done to us that it's just like how could I put it? We are, wow. Because I always tap into my feelings. We are greatly affected by the system. And when I be reading different things all through YouTube, what's the energy that's resonating to me is we are done. This is for real. Now, this is for real done. And I'm even marveled at it. And I'm all over the place right now. So what I had also said was that I was asking people questions 2 years ago, and I said, how is the white woman going to react if Trump becomes president or not? Because, you know, the white woman has still been mad at the white man because he allowed the black man to vote first. She wants to be the first of everything. So she's been bitching for the longest. And the white woman thinks she's entitled to that throne. That's what, and it happened twice to Hillary, and it broke her down to tears, because she just was arrogant and just knew, oh, these niggas gonna vote for us no matter what. You know, the Democratic Party try to come off like they not racist, they not this and that. Them people are in bed together. This is where they are insulting our intelligence. That's why when I am very careful how I speak to the royal family, because I notice people get on their high horse, talk down. When I showed the video where they were having the council meeting, the DA, she can't even hide how disingenuous she is. She's suppressing evidence. All of a sudden, convenient amnesia kick in. And so these black faces is upholding white supremacy that is dying before our eyes, because the enemy want the last drop. He made his deal. He said, I want my heaven now. now. So now you're seeing your birth rate decline. The white woman has no value at all. She's barren. You literally got people born with low sperm count, and they're on a high percentage level. It's been a lot of white women born with no damn vagina. And when somebody sit up and get up in my face and tell me, oh, that stuff that they're talking about, prophecies, ain't real. Well, something is going on, and y'all know I'm not versed in the word, and I can't we all have discernment. It's like there are some prophecies that literally are being fulfilled before our eyes and stuff. Remember months ago, I did that hangout about Damascus, and before all that shit happened in Damascus, I had asked Lisa Cabrera, would she continue to, do more of her, more of those spiritual videos. And the very next day, a prophecy was fulfilled. We looking at Damascus, and on Lisa's channel, you just see the place is just like rubble, and they said it'll never be built again. And it's like, wow, this is fascinating me. See, I'm a person, I don't care for church. Only aspect of church I like is Bible study. And I'm finding out through my husband that some of the stuff I be telling him, I said, it's in the very Bible that you've been reading all your life. And they tried to hide certain things. And I'm like, even the pastors is skipping stuff. They know what the hell going on. And, that's all about a money thing with them. But anyway, as I can, because I'm on a tangent. And so anyway, let's get into this so y'all can see what's going on. Make sure I got it right. Got a video to show y'all. And then after that, as I'm doing the showing this video, if anybody want to get up on the panel and speak, they can.
That patient is going to be behind the residence, and the suspect was still firing. So we get cleared one. I got law enforcement right behind me. Units responding to advise and come to Vintage Place. That's responding to officers going to be in front of the resident. Units be advised. Officers will be inside at this time. Shots are still being fired in the area. This situation is not getting better. Please stay out of Vintage Place until we call. Just get out of Vintage Place altogether. U.S. Force officer, law enforcement in the scene, we need to shut the road down. We want to shut all traffic down. If we can take engines on each end of our core point, is where I'm located at, and shut it down, they're good with that. Just shut down the entire neighborhood? Affirmative at this point. I don't want anybody coming in or out. I want you to take 241, put it in, pull in the Vintage Place, and shut down the entire road. Response unit. Be sure to leave enough room for police department to come through and let anybody else through. Shut it down to where you can leave law enforcement coming in. Do not let anybody else into the neighborhood.
Right, that is the latest dispatch information that we just got. It really is chilling. A lot of people are still processing this, including Congressman Tom Rice, who we have on the phone live right now. Congressman, this has been a tough day for your area that you represent. Your thoughts and comments on what's unfolding right now.
My heart bleeds for these heroes that put their lives on the line for us every single day. I am horrified at these events, and I'm certainly available to do anything I can to help these folks and their relatives to get through this terrible tragedy.
And Congressman, when did you first hear about what had happened, and what have you been told so far?
I heard about it about 4:30 or 5 o'clock this afternoon, and I have not been in direct contact with the law enforcement. I figured I'd let them do their job rather than having to deal with me. I'm following the reporting that you guys are doing, and you're doing a great job. But again, my heart goes out to these heroes that put their lives on the line for us every single day.
And Congressman, where are you right now? Are you in D.C. or are you in the area?
I am in the district. I'll be in the district for the rest of the week.
Okay.
Any plans to head over to Florence? And also, while we've got you on the phone here, what would you say to the people of Florence right now and those police officers' families?
I have had plans. I've been, as you know, crisscrossing the district visiting stricken areas from the hurricane, but this will certainly change my plans, and I will be in Florence tomorrow.
Congressman Rice, we appreciate you talking to us live. Thank you so much.
Always, Trey. Thank you. And to the folks who are stricken, my heart goes out to you.
Thank you.
All right. We are continuing, of course, to follow your reactions on social media as well during this time. A lot of law enforcement tweeting right now saying that they are with the Florence Police and Sheriff's Departments. This one from Greer, South Carolina. Our thoughts and prayers are with the Florence County Sheriff's Office and Florence Police Department during this difficult time. And, you know, the last we checked, Florence County was trending on Twitter. This is something that we're seeing from all across the country right now.
Absolutely. Richland County Sheriff's Department just tweeted that our prayers go to those law enforcement officers and their families, friends, and respective departments right there in the Columbia area. So we're seeing a lot of support for the men and women in blue here all over social media, Twitter, Facebook, all over our state here tonight. And that picture right there, you know, it touches you.
Yeah, that's the National Guard. They said their hearts, of course, go out to the law enforcement officers in Florence County who bravely responded to the active shooting incident tonight. They say our prayers are with all of you and your loved ones. And we're not just hearing that from law enforcement. We're hearing that from many of you. We've gotten tweets. We've seen tweets from across the country saying our hearts and prayers are with the Florence law enforcement officers. With that, we're going to take a quick break, folks. But again, we are awaiting a press conference here. Should start any minute out in Florence County.
Okay.
We'll be right back.
All right, my royal family. We're going to listen to this press conference. So I'm going to put this on mute for just a bit. And I want to show y'all something. You
can hear me all right?
Huh?
You can hear me all right?
Yeah, you clear. You clear.
All right. I'm about to mute myself back.
Okay. So let me find a damn picture. Let me slow down. Let me see if it's on here. Oh, here it is. Okay. This is the neighborhood. Very, very upscale. At least 5 officers shot in Florence, South Carolina. And look at these pictures here of the neighborhood. Oh, shit.
Bank makes sure everyone has an equal opportunity.
We don't need sick of damn commercials. The divine hand is truly at work. Truly at work. We are dealing with some very serious stuff out here. And some folks is really thinking this shit is a game. The divine hand is at work for real.
I have a question, Queen. Who shot the police officers?
Well, see, Kay, I'm learning right here with y'all. So
my bad.
That's how fresh this is. So all I know is 5 police were shot, 1 is dead, and 2 is touch and go. And
okay.
Incident progress right now.
So what I was showing y'all was they just happened to show a picture of the neighborhood because they had a series of pictures. And I was like, damn, this neighborhood is upscale. I mean, this is a place where doctors and lawyers and politicians would have big homes like this. So it possibly indicates that it might be a white person that did it, but that's 9 times out of 10 that even the FBI have a profile of the activity that the white male do opposed to the black male and stuff. And they'll use psychologists to let them know what type of person or mental health issues they may have that's hidden and secret and stuff. It's just real deep with that. And a lot of people will say, refer to the FBI statistics. All these other ones, I ain't gonna say all of them, but some of them, you can find a statistic on anything that fits your needs and say, it's like that sister that I cussed out a couple of days on Phil's channel. Well, she ain't even considered a sister. And not Phil's channel, on Q's channel. And he was agreeing with her on stuff. And she is nothing more than a swirler. And she likes to speak monotone and speak like she don't get excited. And it was like he was agreeing and it wasn't enough. And I got pissed and I called in and I basically told her, fuck you. We got to stop sitting up when somebody get up in our face and tell us how we feel, how we supposed to think, and what we do, talking down to us. Like with this shit happening in Dallas, the DA talking down, well, like, we did get you 15 years, we did this and that and stuff, and you gonna get mad at us citizens? We pay y'all ass. See, they done lost sight of who they working for. You know, they always claiming they at war with us. No, y'all want to keep fucking us dry and in our face. And you know they can't stand social media, because we even pulling this shit up more, because, you know, we used to be delusional. So now when we see something tragic, the new one they use is, well, we don't know what happened before the camera started. Just using all kind of.
I bet you black folks start paying taxes and stuff. Them cops will change how they act real quick.
Yeah, because they can't put them all in jail. Let me do a quick check here and see, have they started
myself?
Started on this damn press conference. Let's see. I don't want us to miss that.
They know exactly who they working for. They working for the boule. They seem to think that they working for us. Yeah, we pay this shit, but most of that revenue go to the fucking boule. The slave catchers.
Yep. Let me see here. They're doing a little commercial, and it's like, wow, it's you know what it is, people. It's like, and this is what happens is people just, they don't care no more. It's like, okay, you're gonna be blatant with your shit, I'm gonna be blatant with our stuff too. And it's like caging an animal, and the animal is watching all your movements. They end up fearing you. They know what they have done to us and stuff. And it's like, I'm looking at how exact and swift the creator is. They do injustice to us blatantly in our face. And even as I speak, and what they'll say, oh, it wasn't enough evidence, and something just happened a couple of hours ago, and this a black police chief in another state got his tail tucked, talking about, well, it wasn't enough, blah 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 and stuff. Do you know these people are willing to spend millions to uphold this? And like I said, the message that I got is that we are at our last stretch, because, you know, that term that we use, you can only stand what you can stand. People done. And when me and Lisa Cabrera get started on our channel, I found out something about how they trying to reintroduce slavery in the test site that they're using is in Australia. And they keep files on all these people, and they want whole families, black families, and they being Pacific, where they're married, and the black man, they talk to the black man over the white woman and acknowledge his leadership, but really it's a hidden agenda because of their birth rate. And I said, oh, so this is how they're gonna try to reintroduce slavery. It's gonna be real deep. And the creator know what they thinking, know what they doing. You may be able to hide from us, but you're still being watched. You're still being watched. So anyway, let me check this out. I want to hear this press conference. Let me see what's going on here. I don't know if this is it or not. Well, we shall see.
Hi, everybody. This is Nick Papantonis with ABC 15. I'm going to get started right away, and then if you jump in late, I'll go over it again. We're inside the Carolinas hospital system here. It's the temporary media briefing room that they have here at the hospital. This is following the shooting to the north of the city, or to the west end of the city, where at least five officers, as you've been following us, at least five officers have been shot. So we don't have that much information from the scene, but here's what we do know. The hospital is on a temporary lockdown right now. We are waiting for a media briefing to start here, where hopefully we'll get some more information. We know that patients are being treated in relation to what happened here. We don't know who they are or how they're connected to the scene. We don't know if it's the suspected shooters, or if it's the officers, or if it's someone else that was involved. Again, this hospital is on a temporary lockdown. It's the Carolinas hospital system here in Florence. We don't know who is being treated here. We do know that some patients in connection to the scene are being treated. So that is the update that I have right now for you guys. We have reporters at the other hospital. I think in this area we have a reporter on scene with getting more information. I am staying.
Okay, that's enough for him. Let me see if they're saying anything.
In their normal line of duty, delivering something to that home, that this had to take place.
All right, Chairman Connell, thank you so much for speaking to us live. We appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
All right, right now we're going to check in now live with ABC 15's Devon Ronning, who is live at McLeod Regional. Devon.
I'm Major Mike Nunn, Public Information Officer with Florence County Sheriff's Office. Hard and difficult day for us. We do not have all the details at this time, as the incident is just concluded. What we do know at this time is that earlier today, at approximately 4 p.m., investigators with the Florence County Sheriff's Office attempted to serve a search warrant on a residence in Vintage Place subdivision in Florence County. Suspect inside the residence opened fire on the investigators. 3 of our deputies were shot. Suspect continued to fire on other officers who responded to the scene to render aid to the wounded. Officers from the Florence City Police Department responded to assist, and several of their officers were shot as well. Eventually, with the use of a bullet-resistant rescue vehicle, the wounded were evacuated and transported to area hospitals for treatment. The subject remained barricaded in the residence with children. The standoff lasted for approximately 2 hours. Suspect is now in custody. I don't have any further information to release on the condition of our deputies at this time, but as more information is known, we'll supplement. We know that at times, this is a dangerous job, and our deputies readily and bravely accept that challenge. We ask for your prayers for the wounded and their families at this time. Now I'll turn it over to Sheriff Boone. You know, officers put their life on the line every day. You never know when you leave your home if you're going to return home. A lot of the officers don't get the respect they deserve. This situation's hit home. We've had several officers that were injured, several officers shot. Terrible situation. Richland County Sheriff's Office, Sheriff Leon Lott, I called him. Richland County's working crime scene, also their lab, and we have peer support from Charleston County, Sheriff Cannon, and also Leaf, Eric Skidmore. There's going to be a lot of officers going to need counseling that were there when the incident occurred. These officers went there unknowing the firepower this suspect had. And again, they thought it was a random search warrant. But when they arrived, gunfire started. Several officers were hit. I want to thank Florence Police Department. Those guys were they were minutes away and assisted us as well. It was great when you do have that relationship with other officers and other agencies that you call in for help. We can work as one entity. I would ask that you please put these families of these officers in your prayers. Please lift them up. Victims in this case need all the help and support we can give them. We're going to make sure they're taken care of. And I would ask you, please, those who live in Vintage Place, bear with us. We know this is chaotic. We realize that what's going on, they don't understand. But
okay, I'm tired of hearing him. We can get back to that later. We got people on the panel. I want to ask people that's making comments. If y'all find anything that you want me to cover pertaining to this, just send me a link. All right. We got Light Bearer, KD, and Sheila Baby got us on the panel. And you know how I am, just render your voice. Whatever, say whatever y'all gotta say.
This motherfucking cop on top of nobody's giving them police officer the respect that they deserve. Why should we? Shit, they killing us for no fucking reason.
You know what? Okay? I was telling my husband the other day, the police, every day we hear something about something fucked up every day throughout the United States, what police are doing. And at one time, the word that they would use is at their finest. They're supposed to protect the American system. They gangsters, they criminals and stuff. And
the black cops that plotted on our people back in the day too, plotting drugs like that black cop that plotted drugs on them brothers in Chicago. I'm glad he deserved what he deserved. Them coon cars, they need to get their wake up call.
Mm-hmm. And see,
you know what, World Queen. Yeah, that's what they say, but we all know that's bullshit. They're there to protect Esau and serve us. That's what that bullshit was all about, man. So as far as them Edomite slave catchers getting their wake-up call, I'm not praying for shit except their fucking demise. Mm-hmm. Fuck every Edomite cop out there. Yeah, I said it, motherfucker.
But show you how disingenuous they is. Just based on, wait a minute, the chief of police is speaking. Let's hear what this lying bitch gotta say.
We have 3 other officers at this particular time who are receiving attention at this hospital. I can only echo sentiments of the sheriff and ask for, at this particular time, prayers of every human being who knows the Lord Jesus Christ to pray for these officers. They were responding to the scene of an incident where they knew that their brothers from the sheriff's office, their brothers and sisters from the sheriff's office were in need, as we all do, and they do for us. I want to thank this community for reaching out already. I want to thank all of my brothers and sisters in blue from around this country who are already reaching out. We will take care of our family because this is my family. These officers are my family. We will take care of them and we will take care of their loved ones. But I want you to please pray for these officers and their speedy recovery. Pray for the family who lost the bravest police officer that I have ever known.
The city of Florence and the community mourns tonight lost one of our own, and we pray for those who are wounded and still in jeopardy. We can be reassured somewhat in the knowledge that the officer that passed and those who were wounded were so doing what they loved, which is protecting this community and protecting one another. They came to the aid of one another and had great loss in that effort. Sheriff's quite right. The community is safe tonight. Those in Vintage Place and throughout the community should know that you're safe. And you're safe because of those officers and deputies who are willing and have been willing and are continue to be willing to put their self in harm's way. Everything else reported this time is additional
Okay.
information is available to search.
All right, we got that a little bit. We'll come back to that later. I'm more interested in hearing. Wait just a second. Let me cut this off. Bear with me.
They're all receiving
Well, we need to-
medical attention at this time.
They all up in their feelings. Boy, these people are so disingenuous. You know what I was thinking of? Wait, I just want to say something real quick before Light Bearer speak. You know, lately, you know, with this controversial about taking the knee, and a pattern that I noticed, the people that are highly irritated with the few football players that take a knee, you know, their attitude is, I pay you and all you got to do, nigga, is just run back and forth. And the phony argument they want to use is, well, you disrespecting the troops. And a lot of these troops don't even they ain't even into that, because a lot of them, when they get in the military and really get in a war, they start seeing how they own is and stuff, and they'll be even battling with them and stuff like that. And also what I'm looking at too, because I'm looking at it, all of this spiritually, is I'm looking at how exact the Creator is, where he gave the enemy 6,000 years to rule and reign, which equivalent to 6 days in the Most High's realm. And these folks want more time to continue to subjugate us, more time to continue to brutalize us, and the arrogance of the enemy. Even at this press conference, they still gotta do what they do, because then I don't get upset with it, because it's their nature. It's their nature to be negative. It's just in their nature. We can't reform them and stuff. And then one more thing, what I'm also learning, we are the most vibrational people on the planet. It's a scientific fact. And we have the ability to put certain energy out. And there's a group of our folks that are disingenuous, and they holding shit up. Eventually they're gonna get some of these chosen ones gonna feel the divine hand. And the example I use is when I say the control that we actually have. You got to test this. Video 99 told me months ago. He said, when it's windy, talk to the wind and tell the wind to calm down. I've only ever did it twice, and today I did it. The first time I did it was months ago. The wind was blowing hard. The leaves were swaying in the trees. And I said, calm down, you know, real gentle. And the wind just slowly calmed down. Now today I was sitting outside and I didn't feel the wind. And I stretched my arms out and I say, blow the wind. And it blew real gentle twice. And I'm using this analogy for a reason. We can talk to nature. We can talk to the trees, talk to the grass. This is what Big Judah was talking about. The Creator is not just all about what's in the Bible. The Creator is this nature itself. Nature itself, just nature. And nature has been hurt. This country has been totally raped. There is a song that Jimi Hendrix put out. I don't know the name of it, but I'm gonna play it one day. And Jimmy wrote this, this song that he did, it's like he done came back from the war, he done fought for this country, and no, let me take that back. Not that analogy. He had been on lockdown, you know, not even evolving in Babylon, just, you know, in the universe. And then Jimmy comes down to earth, and this song that he put together, he looking at all the destruction amongst people, how they destroying the earth. You know, they go over to Akiba line, they want the diamonds, they want the gold, they want the platinum. And it was in the song is so resonant. It's like, what the hell did I come back to? What has happened out here? You know, when I left, everything was beautiful and divine. I come back years later and the earth is literally raped and tainted. This thing is so much deeper on a spiritual level. We can't even use this. I see why when I learned that the enemy is going to be made to clean up throughout the world. They got a hell of a thing going on them, and this for a lot of us going to start having vivid dreams, more and more messages and stuff. And like I said, the message today was we are at our last I'm pronouncing it wrong, strife, or what, stress. It's like, you know what I'm saying, you running and you just got to push a little bit harder. And one more thing I want to say, 2 days ago when I was asleep, the Creator came back and put his hands on me. And when I and I have also had been attacked by demons too. And it's a feeling, it's a nasty feeling in your gut. You know, the beast is around. And when I felt that energy, I said, wow, the Creator touched me again. I'm gonna tell you, it's the most profound experience I've had in my life. After the Creator touched me, the edges of my hair were pure silver. Pure silver. We are chosen. We are the gods, and we cannot even uphold our own. Eventually, it's going to get to a point, because this is sabotage to us, that a lot of stuff could have been ended a long time. And like KD talks about, specifically our own, and I love that terminology, Lucifer's plate. Ain't that something? Let me let the panel speak, because I'm just on one right now.
Yeah, I was just saying that the God they want everyone to pray to is dead. It's gone. And they are very much aware of that. That's why they keep pushing that issue about prayer and all this, because
now they had they having an unquote come to Jesus moment now, huh?
Yeah, it's you know, it's all about, it's a plague, because it's not really necessarily in that context, but since they put it in, they took our ancient writings and they put them in the book and mixed and match it with different other stuff. Since they want to put it like that, they got to realize that energy goes around. And when you, like you've said before many times, True Royal, when you are about that and you carry that energy, that type of thing about you, it's always going to be there. And they expect, I don't even see why they have police, and they're trying to
they serve no purpose.
Play like they're for peace, because it does not work for them. It's not working, because this country was built off of violence.
You know what? Like they're the one. And the police is the one that's destroying the police. Like I was saying, that people would say they're at their finest, and now we all know they gangsters. They out here literally raping, doing all kind. I mean, we hear shit every day, and they want to insult us and say, "Oh, that's like 3% of the entire force." You a fucking lie, man.
When you about that, and that's your energy, and that's what you give off, that's what they about. They cannot fake the funk. They cannot try to be a people of peace when they already done killed and destroyed and robbed and stole and raped and pillaged. I don't care if they think they didn't do it today. They got to realize we are what they ancestors, they're the same. If our ancestors, our ancestors, we are our ancestors. As Black people, we are our ancestors. So they are their ancestors too. They are where they come from.
Ooh, yeah, I like that analogy. Yes, that evilness. That's, and what gets to our psyche is we don't know what it feels like to be them. And I've said this often, like Bureau on my channel, when the enemy is attacking us and doing whatever they doing negative to us, they see the kingdom in us. And it frightens them I mean, and some of us, we can't even see the kingdom in our own self. And I'm gonna show you how fragile the enemy is. It was a couple of short years ago. One of our royals had wanted to go to her prom, and she, I think one of her relatives or somebody made it a really nice African dress with the nice African print. And I mean, it was beautiful. It was really nice because now when these kids go to the prom, they literally dressing like pimps and hoes. And, you know, at these proms, some of the staff from the high schools have to chaperone those and stuff. And they do have a dress code for these proms. As long as our royals are coming in looking like pimps and hoes, breasts out, ass out, just, you know, this thugged out. But this young lady, she's covering up herself and still looks sexy, and the teacher had a problem with it. No, the teacher feared it because she's going back to her natural state. You know, because a lot of stuff, and it's hard. That's how we've been affected by the system. It's like you can be down for your people, like I am. I can start with me. Y'all know I'm 100% down with my people, but I'm not perfect. Like I said, I'll disappoint you and all that kind of stuff. But even with my shortcomings, I have never, ever wavered. Ever waver. I will not dishonor James Alfred Newman Jr. This shit, that's serious to me. I keep saying that was my master teacher. I didn't even know that I even had a voice to even speak about this stuff. I didn't even know I was retaining it. And the things that my father told me about the enemy, he said, baby, what I'm telling you about how the enemy get down, he said, I could etch it in stone. I could etch it in stone. And what we are looking at, the first phase of karma, because these motherfuckers, how do you think eventually shit come to an end? The stuff that you are doing to us, and you have enough arrogance to think that you're gonna have a conversation with the creator. That's why a lot of them got them damn satellites out there, think they're gonna detect the creator. These people are crazy and arrogant. They just arrogant, but again, they are true to their damn nature. And some of us toy around with these people too much, thinking we can reform them with a pussy or a dick, and you're basically fucking an animal and stuff. And then you want to black woman or black man, then you want to attack us because we call you on the carpet about your shit. Don't be blaming no black man why you wanted to lay up Becky, and don't be blaming a sister why you wanted to lay up with Billy. That's what you already want to do. And I don't really get upset with those people. I like people to keep, do it up in my face, and it's like, okay, because we got sneaky motherfuckers. And so
can I say something right quick when you get done?
Go ahead, speak now.
You want to know why they creating all these military weapons and stuff?
I'm listening.
Well, the reason why they're creating all these military weapons so they can use on the Most High in His army, but it's not gonna work.
They crazy.
And who is?
They really.
And who is?
Wow. Go ahead, Kate.
And Psalms 58:3 pretty much tells us they're evil from the fucking core. So I don't buy into all that good enemy shit. There is no good Edomite. So get the fuck out of here with that.
Wow.
As far as the so-called police, they're that they're protecting the people. No, that is wrong. They're protecting the system. Mm-hmm. This is what they're doing. This is why the whole earth is rejecting them. And you wonder why the earth feeling sick? Because they're feeling everything that they are in Psalms 58:3. And who the fuck could tell us not to hate the enemy when Matthew 5:43 tells us directly to love thy neighbor, which is the royal family, and hate thy enemy, which is Esau.
Mm-hmm. Maybe he lost connection. He'll come back. So, what you was gonna say, Kay?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. You know what? Reason why China and Russia and all of them got all the weapons and stuff so they can use on the Most High. But the Most High, he not coming out here with machines. He gonna be using swords.
The Most High don't even have to use no energy. The Most High could to deal with them, but their arsenal is it's no power. And you see how these motherfuckers act, like with this Laquan McDonald case. That damn white boy sitting up there crying, boo-hoo tears, and I was shocked that he was willing to get up on the stand and defend himself and stuff. But that's another sign of their arrogance. They want to keep this going on to the bitter fucking end. They drunk on, it's like this. They don't believe in the creator, but they want to act like they are the creator. They want to be the gods, and they're always worried about their fucking legacy. They want to, people will see them in history books or a statue with them and stuff, and it's over. The good old
them Jewish motherfuckers that run this world, they believe the creator's real stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And
they know them Rothschilds and them the Rockefellers that sold their bloodline. They know the time is up. Yeah, they know they gotta go.
And to add to Cheetah Baby's point, Russia is the modern day Magog. It is all written within the word. This whole U.S.-Russia fight, it was set up, it prophesied from the very beginning. Yahweh told us that this was going to happen. So expect Magog to make his big move very soon.
Damn. That's heavy. That is heavy. What gets me is it's like even though it's a lot of horrible shit happening in over here in this country, throughout the world, it's some amazing times to live in, because it's like, can you imagine like 200 or 300 years ago, our folks was talking about the very thing that we're talking about, and now we are the special selected to see this shit fall, and prophecies is being fulfilled, literally. So the enemy gonna step it up to create delusions. Like when I showed the video yesterday, that big old whale. I showed my husband that. He said, "Is that shit real?" So they gonna step it up even more, because they want that power, and then they will invest in it. And see, we look at money different from the enemy, totally different. Oh, check that out. Isn't that girl? Oh yeah, that's Lil Wayne's ex-wife. She a little TV reporter. Let me check that out. Damn. That's old little mama. Look at her. We got to pull that up. Where did I lose it at? I lose it someplace. Well, here it is.
Right here. Lee, she lives in Vintage Place, and Tori lives over in Meadows, which is right across.
Oh, no, that's not her.
Like, first of all, how did you find out what happened?
Really just through the internet. Just getting posts and people texting me asking if we were okay. And
what is it like not being able to get to your house because your children are home?
I do. I have 2 kids at home, and they're safe. I know they're okay, but they want to know when I'm going to be home. And so that's tough. Not being able to get to them. It's been a couple of hours, so.
What about you? You said you got a call from your neighbor. You got a call from your neighbor earlier saying, "Don't go home."
Come home. I was on my way to pick my son up from after school, and I got a text message saying, "Don't come home. There's an active shooter." And that was around 5 o'clock, and she just texted me around 7 and said, it's clear to come back home, but on my way home, the police officers are saying we can't go to our home.
What is it like that's waiting? I talked with a guy earlier who says, I don't mind waiting, but if they have the suspect in custody, I wonder why we can't go to our homes.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. Like, is it still a threat? Is it more than one person? It's just difficult. And I just want to go home.
Lee, when you hear that in your neighborhood, the place where you've called home, there were 3 city officers shot, 3 county officers shot, and You know, another city officer who died, 7 officers shot altogether. One.
Whoa!
Just what goes through your mind?
Wow.
Terrifying.
7?
I mean, it's right down the street from my house.
Oh my
so
God.
It's a really scary
Whoa.
thing to happen.
7 of them
For
motherfuckers?
everybody in the
Whoa.
neighborhood, and you know, just it's sad. I feel bad for the families and the wife, the kids, you know, just everybody involved, the families of the officers. Like it's heartbreaking.
Thank you all. Thank you all so much. Hopefully you'll be able to get to your houses soon. Guys, that's many families. That's just 2 of many families here who are waiting to get back home. And the word that we've been hearing all day is it's just heartbreaking. Every time I look at this scene down the road, it's tougher for me to talk about it. I know they can't see the helicopter in the air, but the Florence County Sheriff's Office helicopter, it's called Rapture 1. It has been circling over the area since I've been on scene here now for at least 3 hours. I'm not sure why it's circling over the area, but I did get an update on the suspect. I mentioned earlier that the suspect was taken to the hospital. Well, the Florence County Sheriff's Office told me that he was taken to the hospital because he fell on scene. I don't know if he was seriously hurt from the fall, don't know his condition, but that's just something that I got a text message from a member of the Florence County Sheriff's Office about 5 or 6 minutes ago. Summer, Trey.
Tanya, thank you so much. I know it's tough for her out there having to recap this, and she just said why. You know, she's been in this area for more than 20 years now, and here's one tweet that I just want to share. We're going to recap exactly what's going on, but this came from the Florence County Council chairman, and he wrote, "We don't have things like that happen in Florence, South Carolina. We know it can happen, but I understand what he means."
Yeah, you don't think, I mean, even you and I were sitting here going, I cannot believe this is happening right here.
Yeah. It's so Major Mike Nunn, he's with the Florence County Sheriff's Office. He summed it up best. He said it's a hard and difficult day for all of us. And we're working to learn as much as we can. Earlier today, about 4 p.m., this is when it started, investigators, they attempted to serve a search warrant at a home off of Hoffmeyer Road, and there was a suspect inside.
And that suspect, we are told, started shooting. Now, the officers who showed up, they said they just thought that this was a simple search warrant. They were just serving a warrant. They had no idea. The police chief said they had no idea what they were walking into. And it sounds like they say the suspect was in a position somewhere in that home or on the property where the suspect, they call him a he, could see all those officers, and they said he had the advantage.
And
so
he had a child with him, we're told.
Children in the home, yes. And the children, we are told, are okay.
Yes.
So we don't know the relationship between the suspect and their children or not, but the suspect did continue to fire on those officers and more who came in to help.
There were officers helping the officers who were shot, and those officers were shot at by the suspect, according to investigators. And Florence City Police Department, they came in to assist. Several of their officers were shot as well. Eventually, everyone evacuated and they were taken to hospitals for treatment. You've got McLeod Regional and the Carolinas hospital system, where we have live reporters at both locations right now. This lasted for 2 hours. This was a 2-hour standoff. And that suspect is now in custody. And the 3 deputies shot from the sheriff's office, they are all getting medical attention. That was according to Florence County Sheriff Kenny Boone. But we do know that Richland County Sheriff Leon Lott will be assisting with this investigation right now, because how can the officers involved and the deputies here investigate their own? That's just a tough
and that's what he
situation.
said. Exactly. It's impossible. And you've got 2 major departments. These are the 2 departments in one county. This is police and sheriff. You've got the city police and the county deputies. All of these officers impacted by this. So we've got Richland County is actually taking over this investigation right now. They are the crime scene. They're at the crime scene right now. We also heard Tanya say earlier she thought she saw some state police coming in. So this is something where, for our friends out in Florence, neighbors there, you're going to see a lot of police officers and law enforcement from across the state in there helping you out over the next few days and probably even longer.
And the South Carolina Law Enforcement Division will be assisting as well. This is far from over. We are still working to learn a lot of information. And to get some new information for you, I want to check in now with Devon Roming, who is live now. Devon, anything new that you can share with us?
Yeah, guys, we are still live outside of the McLeod Regional Medical Center here in Florence, where the presser just wrapped up with the Sheriff's Department as well as the City of Florence Police, as you guys have been mentioning. And as you said, you know, truly is a difficult night for the City of Florence in every aspect in regards to the 7 officers that were involved in this shooting earlier this evening. Chief Alan Heidler with the Florence City of Florence Police Department did mention that 3 of his officers are here at McLeod Regional Medical Center still recovering tonight and receiving treatment. As of right now, though, we do not know the exact condition of those 3 officers. We just know that they are here receiving treatment. We've seen family members coming all night long, all evening, and up until now coming to, you know, check in on their loved ones that are here, check in on the conditions of their loved ones. The sheriff, as well as the chief of police, have been out here talking with city council members. There were family members that came up here who received information. The chief of police, as well as the sheriff, and as you can imagine, they were overcome with emotion. Some of the council members here with the City of Florence were also, you know, overcome with emotion as they learned of what really took place here in their city. Again, we will continue to stay out here on top of this situation. And as we mentioned before, you know, it's just a difficult night. It's kind of a quiet, kind of somber mood out here, really, when you try to describe what's happening outside of the McLeod Regional Medical Center here in Florence. For now, reporting live in Florence, Devon Roming, ABC 15 News.
Devon, thank you again. That's where the scene of that press conference was just moments ago, and still some officers there on scene, a lot of tears during that. Imagine trying to give that press conference. Those are officers who we as reporters talk to all the time. We text them for information. Under these circumstances, these are trained officers who are trained to speak.
All right. We can always go back to that later. Damn. So, whoa, 1 man, 7. And you know what I was thinking about? Why do they need a boatload of cops to this with a search warrant? They knew something about this dude. You know, cops are scary, and you know they dogs, so they run in packs. So why did they do that? So it was like whoever this dude is, it seems like he was anticipating them, and he had his, you know, had his arsenal and stuff, and they got caught off guard. And I did show y'all the neighborhood he lived in. It was very, very upscale. It would be like to the point that neighborhood doctors and lawyer types would be able to afford those type of houses. So 9 times out of 10, it usually is, but we won't know. So I'm not going to speak absolutely that they own. And white men murder police at a high rate, and they want to lie and say black men do that. Black men don't even get a chance to do anything to a fucking cop. He got to protect himself. So you know they put out that misinformation. So you know the thing, and I know people have seen this. The enemy, they can't stand us, and that venom that they have in them, and that nature, because it's like a thirst for blood for them. And if we ain't around to feed, have a feeding frenzy, eventually they go in on each other. They don't they don't shut that shit off and on. They don't have peace in their household. The white man running around trying to do everything for her, and then when he come home, she'll tell him, "You're nothing more than a male chauvinist pig." That's like with these this Me Too shit. These white boys, they tired of these white girls. They real tired. And like when I was listening a few months ago when Lisa Cabrera did a video, and they said that it's on the rise, that more of these Beckys on a high percentage level is going to jail. They filling up the jails. And I was like, I meditated on it, and I said, damn, that white boy be so glad she locked up. He probably take the kids, drop them off at grandma's house, and pack his shit, and she never see him again. Because 9 times they got money to bail their own out. And this fucking demon, she has, because of her mouth and her actions and deeds, whole towns, black men hung. The #1 death during slavery was white women stumping black children to death. This bitch been getting away with a lot. And this shit down here in Dallas, they playing with us. So they put these damn coons in our face. And then when you ask them a question, you screaming at us, talking down to us. But if the enemy talking to you, you tuck your tail. Yes, a boss. Yes, a boss. You don't have no motherfucking power. And that's an insult to our intelligence. So we have to be real careful when we have these type of channels and stuff. I see a lot of our own, some when they when they get more and more subs, it's like they fucking head blow up and you don't humble yourself. And it's like, I'm better than you. And that's how we've been affected. I can't do this without you. Who am I? I'm nobody by myself. And this country has successfully, the part that they played in it, where we have became a group of separatists. We can't stand each other. We can't live together in anything. But based on how everything gonna go according to these prophecies and stuff, we're gonna naturally come back together just to live. Because this motherfucker is getting ready to go crazy. This shit is in, even if they're not fully aware of it, in the base of their brain, this is fucking it for real. And I can't pronounce that word. Thank you, August, for putting that out there. I'm tongue tied with that word, stress. Fuck it. I ain't gonna even try to do it. But wow, I'm astounded. 7. Don't y'all remember last year? Well, I think that was in Texas. Was that in Texas where that ex-military brother shot up with I think he was shooting at
Dallas.
Yeah. And see, people are, you know, they you know, like when I played that video the other day, they talking about trust the process. We didn't trust the process. We know what you're gonna do before you gonna do it, you know. And then you get indignant because we get in your ass to tell you to do your job. You done lost sight where you get your money from. And then these people, these DAs, they greasy. You know, they'll suppress evidence. And, you know, right now, we can't listen to the 911 call and all of that type of stuff. What about the Information Freedom Act? We entitled to all of that. See, what we have to do is to rub it in their face. We need to study basic law and throw it back up in the enemy's face when they fucking with you. Because I'm gonna point something out that my father taught me. He said the very thing that a person fear, they're going to project their fear on you. And they'll get up in your psyche. Some of us will feel less than, but these people are spineless and weak will. You know, I found an article about the history of childbirth amongst the enemy. And these motherfuckers were so dumb, they didn't even know how to birth a baby. They didn't even know how to do it. A lot of them babies came up dead. And a lot of those women was pregnant and full of gonorrhea. And it was a lot of us. It wasn't just the Moors that had to go clean up Europe, because they have a book called Dirt. And I forgot how long, somebody can probably look it up real quick for me, how long the bubonic plague lasts. But all that was about was dirt. And to this day, England has not been fully cleared. What they did was they just covered it up with dirt, paved it, and all of that. That Europe was one time just full of disease, you know, really. And these people,
Dark Ages.
Yeah, these people, because we can't save them all. It's going to get a point in this war that we in. We're going to stop doing videos. We're going to stop spitting the scriptures to these people. And then we're going to have to get selfish. You're on your own. You're your own universe to get your own individual self to the kingdom. It's like you have done your work. And now I'm understanding why we were scattered on 4 corners of the earth, because the enemy if they could, they'll never be successful. They want to get rid of us. These people are going to really go nuts. Look at how they the rate that they use in opiates. They want us to deal with fucking reality. You know, I was reading something the other day, some white boy said, yeah, y'all black folks need to get it together. And they basically saying how the reason why we ended up getting shot, we don't do what the cops do and shit. You can do everything they tell you to do, and they still beat the shit out of you. That dude in Arizona, it's been almost, I think about 2 months ago, they beat the dog shit out of him. Did anybody see that video? They had some good footage on it. About 4 or 5 cops beating this brother because he didn't sit down fast enough. And so I was reading that they won that. They said, they were disciplined, but they followed procedure. What you know what?
And that cop beat that black woman up in the corner, so the homeless black woman.
Oh, I didn't see that one. Yeah,
I think
on the freeway, and
it wasn't that. It was in the corner store too a few months ago. I think you posted a video about it. And that black cop beat up that black woman in the hospital when she was naked.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. They had a cop in LA.
Yeah, and not the woods.
They had a cop beat the shit out of a sister in LA on the freeway. She has some mental health issues, and the DA wouldn't even charge his ass. He did lose his job. The DA, she a sister. I'm like, these damn cool niggas. That's like even like with the Jazzy Rose situation. The judge is from her country. The DA is a sister. Then she had an old sorry ass lawyer. He didn't do nothing for her, and he won't even file anything for her to get money. But you can't do these things on your own, because I'm gonna get back with her on that. I'm gonna tell her she gonna have to go to like the college, what do they call that? Where the lawyers go I forget the name of it, but lawyers will do those students will they'll do it for free. They'll file paperwork for you and everything when you can't obtain a lawyer. So they know the mindset of the Negro to pick to uphold white supremacy. That's how vested they in it. And that was the other point I wanted to make. We look at money different than the white people, because they always got money. So we ain't willing to depart with our money. And you see that they are even investing in this, that basically when they kill one of us, we worth $1 million. It's been a lot of cops that killed us, and they put up a GoFund, and I'm like, damn, you profited from the murder of people. And these people that murder the chosen ones, they got God's blood in their hand, and they ain't gonna be able to wipe it off. And our Father is very, we know he upset with us, but he also upset with the enemy, how the enemy has done his children, his royal babies. Everybody gets a turn in this shit. And the enemy, one more thing, the enemy want to try to manipulate and control stuff, but everybody get a motherfucking turn, because I go back to nature and the energy in the universe. It's time for that. But to make sure it's solidified real good, we need to start getting on code to the point of this. The very people that I'm talking to right now, however you do it, because we all unique. We need to put the energy out that Esau gonna fall today. And what I'm putting out in the universe is our true enemies. No more, they not gonna get full sleep. They mental health gonna bother them. Nothing is never gonna work right for them. They family's gonna die off. I'm putting that energy out there. At one time, I was even afraid to say that, because I was trying to be unquote fair and balanced. That's how we affected by this motherfucking system. We'll show they know that we are fair and balanced and stuff. And you notice what pisses me off is you'll see two brothers, one or two brothers might be beating one of these white boys' asses, and it's always one coon middle-aged nigga that come in and step in. No, that ain't your duty. What your duty is to stand by the door and let him get that ass kicked. And if you see the police up to the street, because I've done this, alert them. I had something that happened to me at work years ago. I was working over in the hood, and it was some little youngsters selling their little weed and stuff. And the cops was trying to set up a sting. And what pissed us off was they was using the job site to hide. So me and these two brothers would work together because we knew what they was doing. So one day I went about 2 blocks to walk to my car at lunch. And as I'm walking, I can feel eyes on me. I knew the cops was watching me. And when I just about crossed the street, one of the young dudes was standing by a building with his back up against the building. Well, I wouldn't turn my head at all. I just kept straight. And I said, my king, the cops is watching my back right now. And he said, whoa. So he went the other way because he could even feel. He would have almost went straight to the cops. So he went the opposite way. So when after lunch, I told the brothers what I had did. And about a week or so later, I seen little blood and he just winked at me like that and stuff. There, you know, you got our own that'll be like, well, that's wrong that that person did this and that person did that and stuff. We're talking about our own. No, I'm protecting our own. I'm gonna play this game. I'm gonna not play. I'm gonna war don't have no fucking rules. No rules. We got to not have mercy. Look at what them fools did in Haiti. They whooped their ass. And they still pissed off about it to this day. And then after the ones that was alive, you put them motherfuckers back on a ship and they came right back to sabotage us. We got to stop. You had won the fucking war. You shouldn't have left none of them alive. I would have sent the ship back with stinking ass bodies. That shit would have float right back to them motherfuckers. We want to be fair. We want to be balanced and just. They don't operate like that. You're gonna have to tap. You're gonna have to tap into your gangster in you. All right, go ahead, Katie.
Knowing who the enemy is and knowing what the enemy do. This is exactly why Micah 2:10 told us to not make this Babylonian shithole our rest. And Psalms 37:34 tells us to reconnect with the energy of the Most High. This was our main 2 orders that we were supposed to do. But what these coons are doing, they're sitting around here, they trying to be cool with the enemy. That just shows you they side with the enemy. And as for speaking of this new world order, that is their last big ditch effort to round us all up with the RFID chip. And this is why we have to be more on code, even more on Yahweh. You know? This is what he's telling us too.
That's deep. That's deep, KD. That's real deep. I still can't. I still love that analogy about Lucifer's plate because they want all those trinkets that Lucifer get and stuff. And I don't want a dime or anything. I'm not staying in this cesspool. They made they deal.
That's why they're cooning. That's why they're cooning so hard, Royal Queen, because Lucifer's plate is very attractive and appealing to them. This is why they're selling out so fast. But what I told you about Venezuela, the power of this so-called fake dollar is very close to coming to an end.
Wow. So they have a lot of those world banks over there, huh?
Exactly. They call it the International Monetary Fund, and they're about to get their they're about to get their wake up call real soon when all this motherfucker let loose. Did y'all see
that video that Lisa put up? I think it was yesterday about how different countries view America since this idiot that we got as a president. These people don't want to do business with this country. It was a time this country was like, oh, we're going to America. People thought that we literally had streets of gold and all of that. See, the bluff game. The white men been bluffing us and the white woman.
They made it seem like this country is so rich. This country got who's on all that I hear echo.
I don't hear it.
I don't either.
I'm tripping.
I don't hear it at all.
Y'all can hear me good?
I hear you real good.
Yeah, what I was saying is, this country wouldn't be shit without the resources in Africa and without the descendants of the Most High.
But you know what? We have to take some responsibility. Them coons over there and leaders over there in Akiba line, they allowing these motherfuckers everybody that went over there and rape, and they ain't even utilizing all the precious resources they have over in Africa, and now they
how you spell Keebalon?
I'm gonna have to look it up. I don't know how to spell that one.
AKEUBLAN.
BLAN.
What I wanted to say is now I'm hearing on Lisa's channel in certain regions of Akibalan, they got Chinese on the police force. I'm like, damn, what's wrong with us? What's wrong with us? Run them motherfuckers up out of that country.
Well, speaking of the view of this so-called Babylonian shithole called America, this is prophecy already in the works, and this also should let all of the royals know that Babylon is very close to falling. When you are rejected from around the world, this is a big ass sign. And if a royal doesn't see it, wake his eyes up and wake the hell up and see this, shame on them.
Now you know they fragile asses. 7 of them shot. 7 of them. That ain't a good look. And you know what? People tired of cops. They brought this on themselves. You don't even know how to play the game. You won't sacrifice none of your own. They can blatantly be doing something to us. We all see it, and they just toy around with us. And some people you can't toy around with. And it's like, I heard it was something that Frederick Douglass said that I didn't like. He was telling black folks, well, don't push the enemy too hard. Be happy that at least you can be maids and butlers. And he didn't care too much for Madam C. Walker, and because she was the first black millionaire, and he wanted her to lower her standards. And the thing was, he was cooning for the enemy, like, give them time. We don't want to pounce on them. At least we didn't got our foot in the door here. We don't need them. We still got people to think like that. We don't need them motherfuckers. Don't come to me talking to me about give the enemy time to like us and validate us. They animals, man.
And that's exactly.
Go ahead.
And that's exactly why the church is pushing this one human race crap, where they try to believe that, oh, we could all come together. Oh, let's end racism if we all come. But what they're really pushing is an agenda that was already preset by these demons by unleashing this one new world order. This is why they talk about this one human race bullshit, because that's what they really want to unleash. They want to unleash our demise at the end of these fucking demons.
You're right about that. Oh wow. It's just so much stuff happening. Eventually, every individual it's going to even be family members. It's like they'll make you stagnant. You don't want nobody holding you back. You want your folks to wake up, but you don't want to extend yourself to the point where you done lost sight of the mission your individual mission.
Well, Royal Queen, we have to understand that if the so-called family members, if they're on the other side, it's basically fuck them. We have to make a choice. Either it's Yahweh or the enemy. And if they side with the enemy, fuck them. I know I gotta say I love them and all that. It comes to Yahweh and the other side, I'm choosing the Most High Yahweh all damn day.
Yeah, you can't straddle the fence. It's either or. Clear. The one thing about the creator is clear, very clear. There's no hidden agendas, clear. And I don't know why some of us still think we can work with this motherfucker. Let that bitch fall on the sword and stuff. But to see 7 of them, I'm done. That dude, whoever that dude was, he knew they was coming for him. He knew they was coming. And boy, it just how swift. So it's like I put that video up the other day about that black cop. He on the witness stand crying. He had shot that brother in the back 2 times. Do you know they declared that shit a mistrial? You got on foot. You got footage of him shooting him in the back twice. This big nigga up on the stand crying and boo-hooing. And I said, I ain't even showing the family that story, they're gonna be so pissed. Because the jury couldn't come to a conclusion. You didn't. What did you on that? Go ahead. What was they looking at on that video? He shot him in the back 2 times.
All he was doing was trying to show up for the so-called retirement plan that they always talk about in the back aid, the serious player. That's why he was bigging up and showing out. But the Most High Yahweh is gonna teach these 2/3 coons a lesson sooner or later.
Amazing. So now you know how one thing we know, these cops are some of the most scariest motherfuckers. When I was showing snippets of that pig that killed Laquan McDonald, he all on the stand crying, dropping his head, shaking, and all of this. I said, this is a fucking act. Nobody don't care. You killed someone. You killed a child, bitch. And the dummy, this dude, he not bright. I call him Jeffro and Doofus. He talking about he was so scared of that knife. He was shooting at the knife. And one of my subs said they watched that video close. That brother was taking that knife, poking it in his chest. It was obvious he was on something and stuff. And they trained him how to deal with it. Soon as that motherfucker got out of the car, he just loaded up on him and he was trying to put more bullets in the chamber and shoot some more. Overkill. And then all of a sudden, oh, it's not what you see. No, it's clear. I know exactly what I'm looking at. You're not going to tell me you didn't see that. You didn't see that. They always want us to go along and get along and stuff, you know? And the sad part also with all this is they still got these fucking puppets that look like you and I to uphold this shit. And when we question them about anything, they get indignant. And really, what they really getting out of it is a fat bank account, a car, and a house, and you get to go to some of their little phony bullshit ass parties. And this is how they look at them. I used this analogy years ago. You know, a lot of people had talked about how smart Condoleezza Rice is. She was a high achiever. You know, I seen some video years ago about her, and they said she was because she was a doctor and she got a PhD, I think, in Russian studies or something useless. But anyway, I was actually telling my husband, I said, let me show you how the enemy looks at her. They fascinated with her. They look at her as a monkey. Now think of this. One day you see a monkey walking down the street and the monkey can talk. And the monkey says to you, I'm homeless. Would you take me in? I cook and clean real good. I won't give you no problems. I'll stay out of your way and stuff. And you'll be like, damn, this damn monkey can talk. Shit, I could make some money on this. I'll take this monkey on TV, be on social media and everything. And forgive me having to use that, but I'm doing this for a reason. That's how the enemy look at one of us like that. That it's like, that's fascinating to me that a monkey went to college and got a PhD. See, we're a form of entertainment to these people, and some of our own play into this stuff. It is really hard. It is really hard in this war that we in. You don't know where folks lie. 1 minute a person this way, 1 minute the person is another way, and all of that. Just like this, the the shit that on YouTube with beefs. You know, that's a little sector of our lives. It's just no peace ever. So it's like, okay, if I'm not, since I can't get no peace and my people can't get no peace, well, check this out. Sleepless nights from here on out, all kind of shit happening to you. I didn't put it out there. And whatever you want to individually put out there, put it out. You don't have to do it in front of nobody. You can have an internal conversation with yourself. Because they don't seem to fear, you know, karma or anything. These people don't respect nothing. And some of us, this is what I was saying about David Clark. I said he the type of person, he can be at the enemy's house and they can tie him down in a chair in a garage, beat his ass, and he's still for them. And after beating them for hours and taking a break, then they'll take the gun shoot his foot, shoot his leg, and he's still for him. And then they say, okay, just fuck it, I'm gonna blow your brains out. That would be the kind of person where it's gonna take blowing your brains out to realize that these people is who they say they is. Now he know what they is, but he don't care, because at the end, it's all about what you this material shit you can't take with you when you pass. So we can't waste our energy on them. That's what we was talking about yesterday. So it's gonna come to that time where it's like these people is on some shit. You know, I'm speaking code right now. It's a group out there right now, and they all got the same mindset, and they do hangout after hangout after hangout and stuff. They kissing certain people's asses out there to appease that person, and that person always calling them right up in the black man's face, basically saying you ain't shit, you ain't never did shit, you'll never be shit, and all of that. That's out of order. You're out of order. And then when the person defend themselves and say what they gotta say, you get mad. So it's okay to beat up on the kings and disrespect a black man's God-given position. Even us queens, we got God-given positions. So what it is we can't just look so far. Just pull it back and start individually in the home, because it's coming. I see what's about to happen. It's going to come to a time that people are going to start shutting down. It's like, I have did my best, and it's time for me to get selfish. All right.
What is one of Esau's main weapons? Indoctrination. They call this so-called indoctrination as we know it as
we just gotta stick to ourselves, attend to ourselves. Don't worry about the coons and the racists. That's all we gotta do. But go on what you say, my bad.
For those that don't know, look up this name, Howard Mann. He is an Edomite that is a forefather of today's educational system, so-called educational system. For everybody out there that's sitting around there bragging about their degrees, talking about how so-called educated you are, but the only thing that you're so-called educated in is being Esau's bitch slave. They set that slave system up for you to be their fucking slave. Of course they're going to pat you on the back every time you get an A, B, C, and D in their indoctrination system. So this is what folks have been fooled into believing, that they're really intelligent when the enemy pats them on the fucking shoulder, telling them how smart they are. But what you're really being prepared for is being Esau's bitch slave. This is why cooning is at a very high rate right now, because these fucking coons are depending on that piece of paper to really validate their own slavery.
Sad. Yeah, you on fire on that, KD. Let's take
and Steve Harvey got his nigga wake up call.
Joe did. We knew it was gonna happen. So let's see what's going on here, family. Okay, they said this video ended. Let me refresh this real quick and see what we got going here. See if we can find out anything else. Anybody that's coming in, my numbers is wrong. They said 6 police officers were shot, 1 dead, and 2 is touch and go. And I was able, let me see here. Let me go back over here. I was able to see the neighborhood that this dude lived in. I can't say per se this is this dude's house, but this is a very nice house. This is a nice neighborhood. And stuff. Let me see here. They got a photo gallery. Okay. So let's see what we got here. The suspect is in custody. Yeah, we already know about that. There's a bunch of cops. Look like sort of in a rural area. Oops, went too fast. Went too fast. Damn it. Do that one more time. I wanted to see. Oh, here it is. Photo get. Okay. But they was coming at him. Okay, you see a better picture. Look at this house. That was a white boy. That's a high-end house. $1 million crib. Okay. Let's go over here. Let me refresh this. See what pops up. Okay. Nothing is popping up there. Let me go back. Shit, I got to change the number now and put it to 7. 7 cops shot by one person. The police look, they not the finest no more. They never was the finest because we know how all that shit started. So let's see what we have here. First, let me see on the video end. They had the press. When they had that, was that press conference, all that boo-hooing that they was doing, was that considered the press conference? I'm asking y'all, was that, because I know people be looking for stuff too. If anybody,
I think so.
Okay. If anybody is, let me say something real quick. If anybody is want me to show something, just send me a link if y'all found something. Okay, let me pull this. I want to read this. 7 officers shot, 1 fatally after attempts to serve a warrant. It don't take that many people to serve a warrant. We're going to find out. It sounds like he was prepared for their ass. Yeah, they said it was a number of children in the house. And then they said the office. Okay, we don't want to know about that. Let's see here. Oh, yeah. Now Trump, he wants to tweet something. That motherfucker, one of us get killed, dead silence. But, you know, we don't need their validation. Just showing how they
Yeah, Trump don't give a fuck about them cops either.
Talking about, you know, he put his 2 cents in now. He's so predictable. He's a predictable motherfucker. Straight dumb.
Because them white folks, they going to start waking up, realize that Trump ain't doing shit for that. Huh?
Hey, Esau, you're being rejected around the world. You get that? You're being rejected. So fuck your tears.
Let's see here. Let's see if we get anything else. Just checking in. Let's see here. Listen to this real quick. Okay. Fucking commercials. And them seconds seem like they moving slow. Seconds supposed to move fucking fast. Damn.
Major Mike Nunn, Public Information Officer for Florence County Sheriff's.
Oh, here come this pitiful shit.
This is a hard and difficult day.
Hard and difficult.
We don't have all the details at this time, as the incident has just concluded. But at this time, this is what we know. Earlier today, at approximately 4 p.m., investigators with the Florence County Sheriff's Office attempted to serve a search warrant on a residence in Vintage Place subdivision in Florence County, when the suspect inside the residence opened fire on them. 3 of our deputies were shot. The suspect continued to fire on other officers who responded to the scene to render aid, both Florence County Sheriff's Office deputies and Florence Police Department officers. Officers from the Florence Police Department responded to assist, and more than one of their officers was shot as well. Eventually, with the use of a bullet-resistant rescue vehicle, the wounded were evacuated and transported to area hospital for treatment. The subject remained barricaded in the residence with children, and the standoff lasted for approximately 2 hours. The suspect is now in custody. I don't have any further information to release on the condition of our deputies at this time, but as additional information is known, we will supplement. Chief Heidler has already indicated about his officers. We know at this time that at times this is a dangerous job, but our deputies readily and bravely accept that challenge. They accept it for our community and each one of us. So, as our wounded are being treated We ask for your prayers for them, for their families. We ask that you give them the privacy they deserve during this.
All right. Y'all pitiful now. Pitiful. I think this was a video. So if anybody's coming in, when I initially first reported this story, they said it was 5 police that were shot. 1 is dead. Now it's up to 7 police officers shot, 1 dead, and 2 touch and go. And boy, the divine hand ain't nothing to this shit ain't nothing to play with, man. Not people. A lot of folks been playing and playing. You know, you want to just, you know what I comes to my mind. I always think about Solomon and Gomorrah when the people was dancing and partying and drinking it up, whoremongering, doing all kind of stuff. Could you imagine the horror when they fully realized that the wrath had truly came down on their ass? Truly. I mean, I've seen documentaries where they didn't went over there and all in that town is just pure fire and brimstone. Not even a blade of grass can grow through that shit. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, that's how swift the divine hand is. Let me see. I got something here. I want to play this. Let's see. Come on, kick in. See what else they got to say. Oh, one of them types. Okay. I don't want to hear that. Let me double check with this one here. See what we can get.
I understand you're going to do whatever you have to do to protect your family, but I'm going to do whatever I have to do to protect mine. Every day, do me a favor, stay.
Some little time. Cookie night? Ingredients? Okay, shift. Milk and eggs. Perfect. Shift. Your groceries delivered. Sign up today for just $49.
Hey, Amari.
We're going to take you now to Florence, South Carolina, where officials are giving an update on the shooting that occurred this afternoon, killing 1 officer. Let's listen in.
Go. First they said 5.
I don't have any further information to release on the condition of our deputies at this time, but as more information is known, we'll supplement. We know that at this time,
they won't give up his name or show a picture or nothing.
And our deputies readily and bravely accept that challenge. We ask for your prayers for the wounded and their families.
They
at this
crying,
time.
they pitiful.
Now I'll turn it over to Sheriff Boone.
You know, officers put their life on the line every day. You never know when you leave your home if you're going to return home. A lot of the officers don't get the respect they deserve. This situation's hit home.
Huh?
We've had several officers that were injured, several officers shot.
Yeah.
It's a terrible situation. Richland County Sheriff's Office, Sheriff Leon Lott, I called him. Richland County's working crime scene, also their lab, and we have peer support from Charleston County, Sheriff Cannon, and also Leaf, Eric Skidmore. There's going to be a lot of officers going to need counsel that were there when the incident occurred. These officers went there unknowing the firepower the suspect had. And again, they thought it was a random search warrant. But when they arrived, gunfire started. Several officers were hit. I want to thank Florence Police Department. Those guys were probably they were minutes away and assisted us as well. You know, it's great when you do have that relationship with other officers and other agencies that you call in for help. We can work as one entity. I would ask that you please put these families of these officers in your prayers. Please lift them up. The victims in this case need all the help and support we can give them. We're going to make sure they're taken care of. And I would ask you, please, those who live in Vintage Place, bear with us. We know this chaotic. We realize that what's going on, they don't understand. But I ask that you please bear with us. I ask the people that live in Vintage Place off Hawkmire Road. This area is safe. The suspect is in custody. But we'll probably go through the night working those crime scenes as well. And any additional information would probably have to come from Sheriff Lott, Richland County Sheriff's Office, who was assisting us as far as the crime scene and the investigation is concerned. Please lift up this family, because they need it. You know, these officers witnessed something, seeing their fellow officers stuff down. Fire was being shot all over. The way the suspect was positioned, his view of fire was several hundred yards. So he had an advantage. And the officers couldn't get to the ones that's down. But thanks to, you know, our MRAP, Armored Personnel Carrier, we made sure that all the officers that were shot were protected and brought for medical attention. As far as the investigation, probably need to turn that over to Sheriff Lott. They were worked this particular case as well, and just keep our officers and our agencies in your prayers. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please bear with me, as this has been an absolutely horrendous evening and an emotional evening. Today will mark a very horrific day in the annals of the Florence Police Department. Today we lost a good friend of mine, an officer that I've known for 30 years. We have 3 other officers at this particular time who are receiving attention at this hospital. I can only echo the sentiments of the sheriff and ask for, at this particular time, the prayers of every human being who knows the Lord Jesus Christ to pray for these officers. They were responding to the scene of an incident where they knew that their brothers from the sheriff's office, their brothers and sisters from the sheriff's office were in need, as we all do, and they do for us. I want to thank this community for reaching out already. I want to thank all of my brothers and sisters in blue from around this country who are already reaching out. We will take care of our family, because this is my family. These officers are my family. We will take care of them, and we will take care of their loved ones. But I want you to please pray for these officers and their speedy recovery. Pray for the family who lost the bravest police officer that I have ever known.
All right, that's enough of that BS. So this is what I want to say here about this. This is what was I'm gonna speak from the heart. I'm gonna speak deeply from the heart. While they sitting up there sniveling, what came to mind time is Black mamas in the streets of America howling, my baby dead, my baby dead, and the enemy don't give a damn. I'm thinking about one of our royal sons get slaughtered. They let his body lay in the streets for hours. No regard for human life. Didn't even cover him up. Your crocodile tears don't mean shit, because all I know is seeing my sisters howling and screaming. It ain't nothing like, and that's not dismissing the father. It's a painful thing to see Black women through this country screaming to the top of her lungs, my baby is dead. My baby is dead. So now it's a come to Jesus moment. Now it's time to pray. I ain't never heard white people on that scale talk about pray. And what's so disingenuous about them, the way they deal with us, they got a whole mission. These people don't fully understand karma because they have gotten away with so much. But the divine hand is playing it, well, not playing, rendering a ass kicking that we can't even fathom. He fucked over his children. He's killing his children every day, and they get a slap on the wrist, or they just go home, you know. And what they do, they try to do a smear campaign, and it pisses the enemy off when they can't find anything on you. That's what I was talking about, the righteous of passage for a Black man. Now even Black women are getting the righteous of passage, dealing with them. They know that they are fucking with our psyche, and you sit back and you gloat. You're gleeful. You gloat and you gleeful when you see that. I'm not gloating and gleeful. It's people like them, people hurting, them people crying, but I can't worry with them people. I can only focus my energy on the royal family and stuff. And just before my father died, he said something deep to me. He said, they go in our communities and literally shit in our communities. And then they go back to their community and they don't lose no sleep. My father told me this shit gonna end up in their backyard too. And I added to it years later after he had passed. I said it's gonna be on his doorsteps. What was that dude? He was talking about how a cop can kill you and go home and make a ham sandwich and think nothing of it and stuff. I've heard people who have killed, they can't even eat. It's some people say it's a crazy energy when they didn't kill someone. One of my girlfriend's son killed a dude. It was either him or him. They was back and forth, and her son had long locks. He was so spooked. This brother was in his 20s, deep in his 20s. She said her son had shaved off all his locks. His eyes was big as teacups. You know, he said, man, I didn't know my day was going to go like this. He wasn't sought out to go shoot him, but you do have to protect yourself. And that energy, we don't like that energy on us. It doesn't bother them. Mass shootings, all this type of stuff. I mean, stuff that's happening from when they got a song, what a difference a day make, what a difference a year make. All these phone calls. I mean, when I said the age of exposure, and then a lot of y'all even been talking about the visions and stuff that y'all happening, and the thing we be thinking, oh, we're gonna see that years later. I mean, we literally seeing it immediately. It's so swift. And then I go back to the precision of the Creator. My royal family and the enemy that is listening, y'all on borrowed time. It's just a matter of time. You should be thankful every single day that you was allowed to continue to do whatever you're doing. You're on borrowed time. My father is hurting seeing his children in the streets of America, be slaughtered like a dog. We are our bloodline, royal stock, and you're treating us like peasants. But as some of us reduce themselves as peasants, reject their God-given gifts, We have demonstrated throughout the world who we are. They know who we are. But remember, when they attacking us, they see something so beautiful and divine in us, and it pisses them off. I keep saying they see the kingdom in us, and some of us can't even see the kingdom in ourselves. All right.
You know what that is, Royal Queen? You just explained spiritual karma actually working as we speak, as we congregate right now. This is spiritual karma in the works. And it goes back to Revelation 13:10. Those that put us into captivity shall go into captivity. And once the Most High comes back, guess what's going to happen? They're going to be put right back into captivity, even as we're seeing right now.
Heavy. 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 Let's see what we got.
And speaking on prayer, we seem to think that they're praying to the Most High. No, they're praying to Lucifer, their God.
Shit, the phone because his time is up too.
They're begging Lucifer for more time, but it ain't gonna work.
I mean, Lucifer may run this world, but Most High, he created, he really runs it. Because Lucifer, he has to ask the Most High permission before he do anything. And you want to know why? You want to know why they can't go out of outer space like they want to? Because the Most High don't want them to go there. Because they was go out of space, they'll be trying to find the Most High and kill them, but they can't.
You know what? I'm glad you mentioned that, Kay. I was watching a documentary online about astronauts, and I found out that when white people go out of space, and they've been able to spend, because I think a group of astronauts spent almost a year up in outer space, and they were running series of tests. And when they get back to Earth, they run tests on their body. When the enemy goes out of space, they lose bone density. And
I heard they never even been to Mars or none of that shit. Because I heard they can't even go far to outer space, but to the moon.
Yeah, they can't. But I'm trying to say something. Wait a minute, let me finish this real quick. When the enemy goes out of space, I found out that they lose their bone density. And when we go out of space, our bone density is strengthened. We chosen. They can't be. They can't. And they were saying that though there's a lot of white astronauts who have made a lot of missions out of space. They cannot reverse the damage that has been inflicted on their body. I was like, wow, that's some amazing stuff. So we get even stronger when we go out of space.
Because I think if he wasn't let them go through outer space, they'll find other planets. They'll probably bring us over there to slave us over there too.
So it goes right back to that garbage that was told in 1963 by John Glenn. Coming to find out, that's a fucking lie.
Yeah, it sure is. Yeah, they gotta be greater than. You know what I'm saying? Greater than.
How the hell they're gonna go into outer space when they're getting their ass kicked by the sun in a fucking plant?
I love when you say that. A Becky plant, they can't even get that right. They can't get, the motherfucker said they built the pyramids. Go build one right now. Since your IQ is that high, go build one right now, right in Egypt, in that fucking sun. I want you to do it how they did it back in the day. They wasn't covered up.
I'm like, does this based on them getting their ass kicked by the sun? I don't even buy that shit about them building pyramids and going into outer space. That's just an illusion that they wanted to make money off of. That's all it is.
But it's like what Kay was saying. They got them damn satellites out there, and they think that they're going to detect the creator. And you remember when I did a video, I think it was last year, about
they cannot track the creator down. They cannot track him.
I know that's so arrogant. That just show you how they get down, because what they want to do, they want to sit down face to face with the Creator and ask for some more time. That ain't
gonna happen.
That's how arrogant these people is.
And even worse, they don't even know what the heck the Creator is. They think it's Serapis Christo or Caesar Borgia. No, it's not even the image that they want.
I mean, at least know our Creator's black.
Yep.
The Father and the Son, they know the Creator's black. If they know we the chosen people, and if he walked the earth and stuff as a man, he was our color.
Well, y'all got a lot to say up in this comment.
Caesar Borgia wasn't the savior and stuff. I'm gonna start telling these black Christians, y'all praying to Caesar Borgia, that so-called Jesus picture of Caesar Borgia. Y'all praying to a fucking homosexual.
Yeah, and they're praying to Serapis Christo, and they got all these fucking coons in these damn churches to accept this one human race bullshit.
Let me say something.
It's really nothing into one world order.
Lisa, this hangout that I'm doing, because I don't been here. When I initially first started the hangout, I usually see the title 5 police officers shot. No, it was 7 police officers shot, 1 dead, and 2 in it touch and go. 7 of them. So, and anybody else that's stepping in. Is there anybody that want to get on the panel? Let me know. In fact, I'll just put the link out there if anybody want to render their voice and stuff. And you know what? You and on the flip, on the other part of that is how they're being viewed when shit like this happen. It really makes them look really, which we know they is, and weak. That you're a professional and you let yourself get ambushed. They don't need to be cops no more. They all need to be fired. Because you don't know what you're doing. You acting like that gun you got is a little toy and all of this stuff. And I was saying to my husband, I said the police, we've been talking about police reform probably even before I was born. And I said the police is actually reforming they self and exposing they self every day. Y'all greasy. Straight greasy. But now you feeling something. Now it's time to pray for these families and stuff. And again, black mamas wailing in the streets of America. Wow. Look at that shit down there in Dallas. How blatant they is. The shit that they doing. And then when we ask questions, the damn DA screaming, well, what you want me to do? I can't do this. I can't do that. Bitch, you know what? I was telling my husband, that woman is a judge also. I did research on Faith Johnson. And she could have been the one that possibly approved the search warrants. They play 2 ends in the middle. She just worried about that. Because then when they asked her a direct question about the grand jury and stuff, and she talking about, oh, that's done secretive and we don't even know the date and all this. Bitch, you are the number 1 person in this. You don't know this, you don't know that. You see how that amnesia kick in? Like my husband say, you be around the enemy long enough, you start thinking like the enemy, acting like the enemy. They know the ones to hire. They know the ones to hire and stuff. And then you get indignant that we question you. See, this is when I really, when especially when one of our own talk like that to me, I'd be like, wait a minute, you got me fucked up. You talking to royalty. You decide to make your ass a peasant. You're not going to sit up here and talk to me like I'm scum. Don't let nobody talk to you like y'all scum. Embrace who you truly is, because there's a lot of us out here that have rejected. You reject your position, reject all your beautiful divine gifts that you was blessed with, and it's that's a hurting thing to our Father. The things that we are doing. So even with that, you don't talk crazy. You don't allow that. My husband told me this morning, he told me, and I didn't even know this happened. We got this white woman that lived behind us on the other side, and she had tore down our new fence, and my husband got in her ass. He went over there the other day and he told her straight up, he said, I bet not ever catch your white ass in my backyard, bitch. Do you fully understand what I'm saying? And she was like, yes. My husband, as long as I've been with this man, he has never, ever called me a bitch. Kay been around him. Kay been around. He know how he get down, and he don't mince his words. That felt good to me. That was a good.
I'd have beat up that white bitch for coming to my backyard. Who the fuck is she? Who the fuck she think she is to walk in somebody's backyard and move their fucking fence? You don't just walk in somebody's fucking property. I'd have shot that bitch.
Well, her attitude was, well, I knocked on your door and nobody answered and stuff. These people,
and why is she moving the fence anyway?
Because she didn't like the way it looked and all that.
That's her fucking problem.
Well, he got in her ass. But my point that I was making, Kay, was how my husband he had told me how he talked to her. Because I've heard a few conversations when he talked to her, it's very harsh. And I have seen something real deep that some of our sisters have done. Your man is in a situation and he's handling it. It might even get a little physical. And we will jump our ass in our man's shit. No. Our duty and responsibility is to watch his back so nobody don't jump on his back or let him know, baby, okay, you done did enough. Let's get up out of here before you get arrested. You don't get in between your man when he dealing with somebody that's disrespecting him. That's also about being in cold. You in between two men, you'll end up getting your ass kicked. Who are you?
Well, no, I'm talking about when it comes to him dealing with the white woman, that's what he got the black woman for, to check her ass and beat her ass.
Mm-hmm.
But the white man, that's different. He can handle the white man.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is all this trying to talk to them a certain way and all that kind of stuff like that. These people can't be reformed. Stop wasting, and I'm not talking to y'all, but our folks got to stop wasting their energy on these fools. And just step to the side. That divine hand gonna, as I speak, is whooping on their ass. Because I really been putting that energy out. Like with Amber Geiger. She don't sleep well. She don't eat that much. She already 89 pounds. When we see her again, she gonna look anorexic. I put that energy out there. I want that bitch to hurt. Never, as long as she live, nothing will ever work right. Even her family, because her family then took on the sins. They the one to raise that bitch. They the one.
The enemy could sit there and make all the prayers they want, but what our Father has told us, because they're the enemy, our Father is going to reject their prayers. So they're really praying for nothing.
Wow. Hey, Lightbearer, you got back on, Queen?
Yeah, I'm sorry. My phone had went dead.
Oh, you saying a bad word. You said a bad word over here, girl.
All right.
No, you're not. You can't be sorry. No. Slow down. You can't be sorry over here. You know who you are. I know you know who you are, but you can't be sorry, baby. I won't accept that, my queen. Go ahead.
All right. But back to what y'all were speaking on earlier about how Zimbabwe, the president over there, he had offered
that golf course.
The pervert. Yeah, this pervert.
Ooh, yeah, I seen that on Lisa's channel. That shit made my stomach turn.
And then a child was raped. 6-year-old was raped by a white man over there. Remember that?
You know what? I didn't follow up on that. What did they do to that dude that raped that child?
I have no idea. But
I heard the man did this, but they should have killed him.
Yeah, he
but the whole thing is somewhere. Yeah, but the whole thing is we have been wiped of our culture, wiped of our language, wiped of who we were and what our job was to do here on this planet, connect with the planet and harvest it and grow, our foods and not be self-servants, but servants to work together with the planet. And that was done through the mama, through the woman. And the woman had the say of everything. And that was good because that protected the decisions and everything that was made, guided towards the protection of the woman and the children in the villages. And
Creator put the man over woman. The man's the head.
I want to ask you real quick. I want to say something real quick. Wait a second, Libera.
What I'm saying is,
can you hear me?
In our cultures all over the planet, before the Caucasians started colonizing us, the man was, yes, he was the strength and the head and the protection, but the woman was the one who was his backbone. The one that, we don't have that anymore all over this planet. It's man by himself, and he's making these decisions that are for his.
We have to. You have to work as a team. I know what you're saying.
Right.
But me and my husband, like,
a team.
We hear some business, and I see this it has happened to me more than once. One time we went to go buy a car, so we looking at different cars, and so then we sit down with the salesman, and he happened to be a brother. And, so we was talking about it, blah, blah, blah. And then my husband was like, nah, I'm not really interested. So the brother proceeds to look at me and he said, well, let me talk to the boss. That's who he was referring to me as the boss of my husband. I got up and walked out. I was so angry. I walked out and my husband said, no, I'm
not
going to say
talking
something.
in the way that the people here, the way we were taught. I'm talking breaking down constructs.
I know exactly what you're saying. What you're saying is the where the wisdom kick in is where we're being observant of the situation, and it's you're being your mate's confidant, and it's like or an advisor, and you're like, honey, I observed this, I picked up on some certain things here and there. This may seem like this or that, and then he will look into it deeper because he needs that second pair of eyes, taking in the energy, because you can't do this thing.
Discernment.
Having discernment. You can't do it all alone, and he's valuing your words.
A man is weaker in a certain point of it within himself than the woman.
We need each other.
And we need each other to balance out. And that's how it works. Balanced energy works strongly, better than any here on the physical plane where we're talking about balance. That balance is artificial balance. The true balance, if we want to talk about true balance, we don't have true balance because we're dealing with imbalanced physical beings. True balance is within. It's understanding that my parents are man and woman brought me to this world. So I am of man and woman, not just woman, not just man, not, when we think about the ideas that these physical beings tell us, you're a girl. I'm a girl, but I also have my father's aspects about me, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's balance within myself because that's the God in us.
Well, you know what? Another thing, light bearer. What I was also thinking is, because I had sort of a conversation about this last night with a friend, is that a lot of sisters are taking up feminist ways, and the white woman is using the black woman for her agenda, and then when she get what she wants, she drops us. And it's like,
yes,
like this one sister was saying she was a part of the feminist movement, and she was talking to some of the white women that were leaders in it, and she was like, I want to get some things addressed in my community, and that white woman basically told her it ain't the time yet.
You know what? That could have happened to me. But let me tell you, I was fortunate to have a great stepfather come in and be a real father to me. And that balance, I feel I understand men. So with this balance, I have an understanding of my husband. I have an understanding of myself. So with that balance, you would never fall for feminism or anything like that. You would be able to see straight through what the game is been played, and you would be hot like I'm hot like fire at the whole mere mention of feminism.
It's like
I studied it in school.
It'll take on an energy like being in a cult. You know, they can't think for themselves. And
it was a man that came up with that feminist idea. He backed it with money, a Jew.
Oh, really?
I studied it, yes, in school.
Wow, I gotta look into it.
They backed it with money. It's
a lot of sisters right now running their mouth about this stuff that's going on with this dude trying to become a Supreme Court judge. And me and KD was talking about it behind the scenes, and Black women are all on TV. This is a victory for us and all that. And I'm like, this don't have nothing, sister. When you gonna learn? This don't have nothing to do with she using you.
Exactly.
She's the number one person that's upholding this racism, the first teacher of the child. And what it does is
when you go into these hospitals,
you'll take on these feminist ways, and you'll bring that shit home and turn your home upside down. That's when I talk about mirroring the system. You don't bring the system in your house.
Exactly, because Black women never needed feminism. We never needed it. For what? If anything, they came and destroyed we were upheld by our men. Our ancestors were upheld by the men.
You were saying something
every culture.
Like there earlier, and I didn't want to it's a slightly off subject. I didn't want to lose sight of it. Lisa Cabrera said something to me deep. She said there was a time that we didn't have no hospitals. She was saying in the Bible, you ain't gonna find nothing in there about no hospitals. We knew how to take care of ourselves. We knew how to make up our own medicines and all that, and I said, wow, I didn't even trip off of that.
Yeah, that's because our brain, we can work from both sides of the brain. They can only work from one side. They can't get to the non-animal side of the brain. They're calcified. They can't reach that. All they can do is practice medicine, and they got us practicing medicine. We already know medicine. We know it. We've been raised up. My grandmother used to do home remedies.
Yeah. How you doing, King Wage?
How
you doing? Can you hear us? Maybe you have said, hold up.
All right, am I good?
Yeah, you clear.
Oh, okay, that's what's up. Yeah. What's up, family? How y'all doing, Royal Kings and Queens? Going back to I wanted to go back.
What's up, King Wage on the stage? How you doing, brother?
Hey. What's happening, KD? What's going on, my king?
It's all good. Go ahead, brother.
All right. So really, I wanted to get back to what happened in South Africa about that 6-year-old queen of ours, our little princess that got raped in the bathroom.
Oh God.
There's no reason why this guy should have been speaking after that ass whooping. You know what I'm saying? They should have left his ass unconscious on that bathroom floor.
He should have been stanking by now.
Yeah, exactly. My point. So I mean, I felt like they were a little too nice to him.
Well, look at that shit that happened. What, about a month ago? That white man was over there cussing out them Africans at the hotel.
Oh yeah, and he was slapping them up upside the head.
Yeah, he was being real belligerent.
Oh yeah, he was.
After they arrested his ass, and I said, "Why are we putting up with this shit?" Wow, that's just. I mean, we put up with a lot of shit over here, but y'all over in the motherland,
right?
Like Lisa said, get them people up out your country. You don't need no loans from them. They want you. We got all the fucking resource. They got all the resources over there, and they ain't utilized from their own resources. They don't need no loans. They don't need anything. They need to put their people to work and do what they got to do. But see, the enemy is such a pig. If you don't comply with them, oh, now we're gonna go to war. We're gonna take your shit.
Right. And I just hate the fact that if they can't have it, nobody can. You know what I'm saying? And
that's with that museum. I did a story on the museum last month, and throughout Akibalan, a lot of these people been asking for our artifacts back. What they do? Burn down the whole damn museum. But see, all that shit that they have in the museum, they got insurance on it. So they like, okay, they made their money off of it, so they just burned it up.
And I think it's going to keep on happening too. Either that, or what I think is that they just might make replicas or replace certain precious jewels.
Mm-hmm. They don't
want to just give us back the fake shit, and they keep the real shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. They've been doing that and stuff. The nature of this motherfucker. Sometimes some of our people, they just argue down, and it's like what they, what you do is like you don't keep repeating stuff over and over. My father said you give your own the information, the ones we're trying to wake up, and then leave them alone. And what I say is, when you can't get to one of our own, they're gonna have to start having some experiences, bigger moments, a bunch of stuff, and don't come running to me for some counseling when one of them get on your ass. It's like my husband's daughter was talking about how they was messing with her at work, and my husband was telling her exactly what to do, and she said something deep. She said, "Dad, they don't like when you get lawyers on them and try to sue them." I'm like, what? So you more worried about these motherfuckers liking you?
Yeah, that's the problem with our people. We're just too we just want to be accepted. And
I take it a step further. My husband has identical twin daughters, and the older twin, she works for Social Security, been there for years. Last year she got in a car accident. One of those water trucks hit her car. Do you know she would not file a claim? And the car was totaled. She would not file a claim, and my husband couldn't understand what was going on, because anytime me and my husband, we got lawyer friends. We take care of our business when it comes to that. She said something so crazy. She said, if I file a claim or doing this and that and try to sue for this accident, I might lose my job.
My goodness.
I'm like, what is wrong with us? This accident don't have nothing to do with your fucking job.
Right. Oh my goodness. Yeah, nah.
So you living in fear around these people and stuff. And it's hard in the paint that my husband go, I can imagine it's hurting, because he didn't raise his children to coon out. They don't like you, so you worried about them liking you, but they treating you like dog shit on the job. These motherfuckers, when they go to work, that's something that when I used to work, and I observed something about the enemy. They use these plantations as their playground, and the reason why they do a lot of crazy shit to us at work, they feel safe to do it. They think we so scared to lose our job that we'll just take whatever they dish out. You gotta, when they fuck with you like that, you gotta let them know you nutty. Like that sister, 2 weeks ago, shot up at that distributions place.
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, it was a sister. She killed I don't know how many people she killed. And folks was like, they was messing with that girl, because they said when she was working over there, even though she worked out at a temp agency, they said she was always mannerable, quiet, and anything. And they said she had some kind of dispute with pay.
That gay black man shot up the news when they was picking on him for being black and gay. Now they doing it to a black woman, but them black gays ain't saying shit about that though. They quiet as a mouse though.
Yeah, but they was thrown off about that. It didn't surprise me, because I used to work with a lot of girls like that. And because the girl was gay, and some of them be feeling like people are against them and stuff. But still, even with whatever her preference is, our overall nature, we don't go around shooting up shit, and we don't like people messing with our money, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And when my father was giving me that analogy, how they feel safe to pull these antics and do these things to us at work. My father, he used to work at General Motors up. You remember where they used to have General Motors out there in Fremont? Now it's Tesla. And this was back in the late 70s, and it was his supervisor was this old redneck white man, heavy. He was had a lot of weight on him. And my father worked the graveyard shift. So he said, when you work that shift, it's just people just be out there moving slow, you know. It's just a different energy when you work that shift. So he loved intimidating people. And back then he said it was a lot of Samoans on that job. And it used to tickle him. He would show up in the people could hear him walking, coming to the break room, and them damn Samoans would get up running. He took that was his fun. And my father one day he told them Samoans, "Don't you move your damn ass. Sit your ass right there. Y'all grown ass men scared of this dude." And so my father would bring a book to work to read, but he would take the cover off because he didn't want them to know what he was reading. Do you know when the enemy see you reading a book and stuff, they feel intimidated by that.
They do.
Mm-hmm. Let me tell you one more thing. So this is what happened. This old Peckerwood kept messing with my father, and my father showed up on his ass, and he said what he did. He caught him in the parking lot, and he called him a boy. He said this man was old enough to be his father, and he told him what he would do to him. My dad said the next week that man had a massive heart attack. Mm-hmm. So these things that we are seeing with these 7 cops being shot, I've been saying also the crack babies are having babies. So that's 2 generations of chemically imbalanced people, and they don't even listen to us. Some of these kids, they not gonna put up with this. They ain't going back to slavery. And so it's like, I'm gonna take a chance on your ass. Since you kill it, since I'm gonna die anyway, I'm gonna take a chance on your ass. And they don't want to hear what we got to say. They don't want to listen to the damn preacher. They're gonna say none of that shit worked. Because we didn't have the information like at our fingertips like we got it now. These kids is educated up on a lot of stuff. It's a lot of dynamics.
True, I think that youth would rather listen to you than listen to them sellout leaders and preachers.
Mm-hmm. I know they
see how hardcore and core that you would. They're like, yeah, I want to listen to her. I rather listen to her. She keeps it 100.
I get all my news from my people. Stuff that I didn't even know what was even going on in the world. And I'm telling you, I'm gonna ask that question every once in a while. I ask it. When y'all first got on YouTube, did y'all have a hard time finding the pro-black channels? Because
no,
I did. I couldn't find no black folks. I said, I know some black folks out here speaking. They bury us. They hide us.
Yeah, it took a minute for me.
I started getting using YouTube like around 2014 or 13.
Mm-hmm. It was like I couldn't find. I said, I know they out here, and I'm like, where are my people? And one day I ran up on Mr. Superboy, and I subbed to him, and then you know how they'll in the feed they'll suggest other channels you can watch videos, and I just had to keep pushing. But they bury us because they thought we was asleep, and they listening to what we saying on these channels, and they like, damn, these people is intelligent. They know about this system. Because they still view us the way they view us. Because like Lightbearer is saying, their ancestors are still with them. They got them funky ways, just like their ancestors. They ain't no different.
They are their ancestors. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And like I was guided to channels, and I was, I got lucky in that aspect.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
Yeah. And stuff. So let me see what time we got here. Y'all know I time these hangouts. Oh yeah, I'm well into my 2-hour mark. So
well, let me get off of here and stuff. I'm gonna keep listening. So
yeah,
hit me up later.
Okay, I'm gonna close on out. Well, my royal
Salute
family,
you, the baby.
All right.
Peace and love, family.
We know we'll get some more information about this shooting. And it's amazing. As we talk, we found out 7 police officers were shot, and I'm not surprised because the enemy wants us to continue. They want the messages that they throwing out at us is they want us to continue to keep swallowing shit. And some people get to that. They hit that breaking point. They hit that wall, and they ain't some of these kids, and I know how they feel. They it's like I'm not gonna put up with what my grandparents went through. It's just gonna be some of us like that out here. We tired. I'm here. I'm feeling us. We tired.
Mm-hmm.
We're tired.
We're our ancestors.
Mm-hmm.
We are our ancestors.
Yeah, we're really, really tired.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, okay, who wants to say a word of prayer before we as we closing out? Do anybody feel up to it?
I'll say a prayer.
Go ahead, King Mike.
Father Yah, thank you for all that you do for us. Thank you for keeping those in who we love in your hands of protection and guidance. Please guide us to the road of righteousness. I pray for Mother Nature, and I pray for everything that's good on earth. And please, please, please keep us in your guidance. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Amen. That was wonderful. I enjoyed that hangout.
LivingSpaces.com. Follow theirs.
1 Peter 2:9. We ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, and holy nation, a peculiar people, that ye should show forth the praises of him who have called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. Word inside my heart. Pain before my heart. People wanting to believe in something, looking for a light, trying to find it. I was the chosen people. My look, my style, the way I talk. Angel touch me on the hip, that is how I walk. Genesis 32, if you need to see. I'm the real seed of Jacob, that's who I be. You're poured into your world, I'm the lowest of low. But according to a higher, I'm as high as it go. Then according to your shire, I'm like diamonds and gold. And everybody who blessed me will be blessed for sure. And everybody who cursed me finna fall through the flow. To a pit of hot lava, watch yourself with the Negro up. J-U-D-A-H. Only if you knew the reason why it's me they hate. Cause I'm the one that's about to prove with everything. Bring them down from high dwellers to eternal flame. But for now I'm in the slums, deaf, dumb, and blind. Ezekiel 37 tell you how I rise. Into the bottom. Oh, do you know who we are? Oh, we are the people. Do you know who we are? Royalty, yeah. How's the world family? Spiritual never left my head. My crown invisible, my castle is coming. It ain't got here yet, but it ain't never gonna leave. Once it has been set, coming right now, but it's gonna get better when it rains forever, even ever and ever. It ain't never gonna stop. Everlasting dominion. Take a good look, watch. Despite all your religions, we the cream of the crop. Despite all your opinions, ordained by the Father. Doves among pigeons. No one pushing this cart. Not recycling business. I make one in the spirit. I ain't out here sinning. Got some change I can borrow. They be y'all like no, giggling to each other, using me for their jokes. They laugh at me in public, but they just don't know. I'm the one finna judge them. Tell them where they gotta go. Gotta go. Into the bottom. We know who you are. Royalty, yeah. Do you know who you are? Royalty, baby. Royalty. Kings and queens. Royal. Woo! Baby, you royalty. Lift your head, come back home, brother, you royalty. I was in the chosen people. It's on chosen people. Royalty. His own chosen people.
How's the Royal family?
Peace, blessings, and love, family.
How's the Royal family?
Blessings and love, family.
How's the Royal family?
Blessings and love, family.
How's the Royal family?
Blessings and love, family.
That go to show you the devil do what he wanna do. Ain't no Christianity.
The insult to injury, my royal family, is this country tries to play like and act like that does not exist at all. Does not exist at all.
Taking little boys' freedom away, manhood away, and ain't nobody going to jail.
The righteous of passage for a black male in America is to be racially profiled by the police. We all know it. We all know it.
That go to show you that's what they did. They want you to believe in something that ain't never existed and get mad at you.
And dealing with that, it affects you. It affects you mentally. It affects you physically. And that is the ultimate goal of the enemy, to fuck with our psyche.
Christianity supposed to show love. Because in his Bible, Jesus said, love ye one another. But how is that love? You're oppressing somebody.
Now, it just happened that this summer, we have seen the hyperbia, how in this country, damn near the entire Caucasoid race profiles us. It ain't just the unquote police.
That's right. That is not of our culture, and it is not of our nature to do evil things like that. We got a lot of brothers and sisters doing evil things like that because we are new people. We are not the same people our ancestors were before European invasion.
They'll call the police on us for the most frivolous thing. And many of us have been putting up videos as well as myself. And the thing that I have learned from this is that the police wants this to continue to go on, and because their attitude is you can never be sure.
The church committing genocide on their own people, not only the melanated families, started with their own people, enforcing Christianity in a cruel, in a vile way of genocide, murder, terror, and fear.
They continue to subjugate us and to fuck with our psyche. Now, the entire royal family, which has been going on all along, but see, Big Brother is watching you. And what the enemy did not factor in, that they would be watched too.
Animals do things like that. Have no pity, have no compassion, have no love. And that's the way they think. These so-called Christians, these so-called Roman Catholics.
This is something they cannot and will not ever get on cold, because it is part of their nature to fuck with us. Every animal has an ego, and we have one too.
And we need to study nature more and what the animal kingdom do to protect themselves from their natural enemies.
The Vatican is the house of Satan. The Vatican is the house of Satan. All these Baptist churches is the house of Satan. That's right, Baptist. All that we do, we have been conditioned to do. This lifestyle, this matrix that we are living in, this make-believe world.
All right, my royal family. This was a good hangout, positive. It is always edifying to my soul to continue to reconnect with the royal family. And we will continue to see the enemy family. We're going to continue to see more destruction and pain in their world. And they're going to reach out to us. That is not our war. That is not our war. We done been in enough wars. Stay away from the enemy to the best of your ability. And I have said more than once, one of the ways that we can beat white supremacy, talk to the enemy as little as possible, only when it's absolutely necessary. And do not invest so heavily with your hard-earned dollars in this system, because money is the enemy's God. And also, don't reject who you truly is. Take the time, and it could be a lifetime, to really fully understand how serious I am when I say you come from royal stock. And when one of our own tried to be inclusive with peasants, they reject us because we are royalty. We have an air about us. They said we were peculiar. So some of us will reduce ourselves to mirror the enemy. And you're going to continue to get backlash because you look like a complete fool. Fully and completely embrace who you is. I know this ain't easy, but we got to continue to demonstrate faith. We got to continue to be obedient. This is real. This is real. I'm hearing people, a few people I didn't talk to in the last few days, they are getting visions, and it's going to increase. And also the royals, because they are the least corrupted, is going to be speaking pure. Don't reject that. Don't lose sight. So my royal family, Sirius A, Sirius B, that's your home. Ashe to the royal family.